right, we got a special guest here. This is Kyle from Vehicle Identification Specialist. You guys like tuning into the channel to look for different types of cars and crashes and all that stuff that we do, but we got something special for you today. We have our first ever interview of one of the survivors of one of these horrific crashes. And when I say horrific, this one was bad. When I looked at the vehicle and inspected it, I didn't think anybody was going to walk away from this thing. But through social media and being the way it is, it drew a lot of attention, and the actual driver reached out to me and told me that he'd survived this thing. And so I was very intrigued. I always love to hear a survivor story. And we kind of went back and forth and texted each other, and he agreed to come on today. So I want to introduce Gavin Spence, who was the driver of this vehicle I'm going to put up here. And it's pretty amazing that he's here today. But thanks for coming on, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, so we got to let everybody know what you're on here for. So I'm going to pull up this video that I made, just doing my course of business while we're in the salvage yards. You guys follow along, you know that we do these things.
2003
Here we go.
GMC Sierra, absolutely pummeled on the driver's side, and this is rolling on 37s, and this thing went deep into the woods. Bark is still embedded. This was not good. Most likely a mortal event. If not, it was a miracle, because this thing is wadded up. Look at that rocker. This hit something with high speed and a lot of force coming in to buckle that cab like that. Wow. Woo. And I don't see even an airbag activation here. Ooh, not one. Yeah. Oh boy. Hate to see that. Look at those 37s, man. Good Lord. All you can say is prayers to those involved in this one, because it wasn't good. That's one of the worst hold jobs I've seen up front like that. That's bad, real bad. Prayers to those involved, man. Jesus Christ.
All right, Gavin. You all right?
Yeah, crazy, man. It's just hard.
Yeah, I know it is. But I'm telling you what, that's a story of survival right there. When I looked at that, I've been looking at these things for over 30 years, and I've seen a lot of bad ones. And most of the time I can predict the outcomes of them, but I was completely wrong in this one. And I guess that's a testament to your your toughness here. But you want to let everybody know here about what happened that caused the crash. Can you kind of walk us through it?
Yeah, man. So I had a November 2nd. I had a party in Parma, Michigan, and it was just a get together, whatnot. And I left that party about 10 o'clock at night, and I drove all the way from Parma to Sunfield, Michigan, to a buddy's house of mine, and I drank three beers there and fell asleep on the couch, and I had to work the next morning at 7 in the morning. Um, I left the morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. Wasn't thinking. Just my buddy woke me up, and I was just ready to go home and be ready for work in the morning. Well, about 2:30 in the afternoon, or 2:30 in the morning, I made it from Sunfield to north of Charlotte, and I fell asleep behind the wheel and smoked one of the biggest trees on the side of the road that you can probably hit. And I don't remember anything after that. The only thing that I remember from me leaving that house is going up to the first stop sign, taking a right, and then taking the first left on that road. And that's all I remember to this day. Is I woke up 3 days later in the hospital with 3 nurses in front of me, and just shocked and didn't know what to do, what was going on, or nothing.
Wow. And you were by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. Yeah, that was that's crazy, man. So how long first of all, what kind of injuries did you sustain?
So I had 3 broken bones in my left ankle, broken nose, broken right wrist, dislocated right thumb, a stage 3 concussion, and internal damage inside of me. And everything is so far so good for me. My ankle's healed up real nice. Probably my ankle and my nose have completely healed, I feel like, but my wrist and my thumb is still bothering me quite a bit. The internal work on me is, I feel like I'm perfectly fine on the internal work of me, and it's just really I gotta go get my wrist and my thumb checked out because I mean I can't even shake somebody's hand like without making a face or whatnot. It's not the
Yeah.
same in my hand and
Yeah.
whatnot.
That's good. Well, that'll come, man. You're young enough where you're going to rebound from that. But boy, that could have been a lot worse though, as far as the injuries go, huh?
Absolutely, and I'm really thankful. Somebody was I had a guardian angel on my shoulder for sure.
Now you said this was early in the AM hours?
Yep.
How did someone find you? Did you go into by someone's house that found you or?
So actually, I'm actually very very thankful I hit the tree. Because Um, if I woulda went about 2 feet to the right of that tree, I was going through somebody's house. That house, me personally, I don't know if anybody was there or anything like that. I sat there and my mom actually only got like nobody knew I was in the hospital or whatnot. Nobody knew where I was at. The only reason I got found is because I've never missed a day of work. I go to work every day. I farm, and my boss called my mom saying, "Hey, Gavin's not at work. His phone's not in. Like it's just going straight to voicemail and everything like this." Um, I have a buddy that had my Life 360, and the last location was in north of Charlotte. So what my mom and family members started doing was calling the jails, calling like everything around Charlotte, my friends in Charlotte, and everything like that, and still couldn't find a place where I was at. And my buddy told my mom that I was at Sparrow. I have no idea how he knew that I was at Sparrow. He said somebody at Sparrow worked there, and he told my mom, and I was in the hospital for a day before anybody knew that I was there.
Wow, that must have been tough on your family. So they
Yeah, it's
didn't.
scary.
So did you, when the emergency workers came, did you not have any identification on you where they could figure out who you were?
Yeah, I did. I had my wallet on me and everything like that. Me personally, I have no idea why, like, I was in the hospital and not my mom or anybody got contacted or whatnot. I have no idea why.
That's crazy, man.
But yeah,
Jeez. So you how long did you spend in the hospital?
5 days.
5 days at Sparrow, eh? Jeez, oh man. Did you and you don't it was like lights out, you don't remember even any part of that after you said making that left turn, you didn't remember any of that, eh?
No, I don't remember anything. I remember starting my truck, getting in my truck, hitting that first stop sign, taking a right, and then taking that first left, and then hitting Cochran Road. And after Cochran Road, I don't remember a single thing. I couldn't tell you me talking to a police officer. I couldn't tell you talking to the nurses. I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Yeah.
All I remember
Well,
is waking up. All I remember really is just waking up 3 days later and having nurses standing in front of me, and I was in shock with my mom next to me.
yeah. Wow. Well, and I don't want to pry into your personal business, but what did anything come of it after that you want to talk about or no?
Um, Yeah, yeah, I'm more than willing to talk about anything, man, because it's gonna help. Hopefully, my word can come out here into the real world and actually take for granted and help people out here and think about the decisions before you actually make the decision. Um, yeah, I had 3 beers at my buddy's house, and it was about 11 o'clock. I passed out and fell asleep on the couch. Woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was a 0.68 alcohol level in my blood, and My court date's the 28th, but more than likely it's an OUI, operating under the influence or whatnot.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I really just hopefully people take the word from me and learn this from a lesson learned from somebody that's actually gone through it, and uh,
Yeah.
take it for granted and actually think before you act and think before you do, because serious stuff can actually happen and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. That's a good call, for sure. And that's kind of why, I mean, I got 70,000 followers, and a lot of them, they're always asking me questions about vehicles and what are safe vehicles and that kind of thing when it comes to crashes. But you probably would agree with me on this, that it doesn't matter what kind of car you're in. If the circumstances of the crash are just right and the tree is big enough, it's going to mess you up, or it's going to take your life. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
And like you said, that with the presence of alcohol, that just is going to make the odds of that happening a little bit more. And I think, again, you're young enough where you can get this behind you and go forward, and you'll be just fine. But I agree with you. I hope people will see this, and that's why we're going to do it. That's why we decided to do it. And I think it's great that you want to pass it on, for people to think twice, man. It's all. I was your age. We all did it. We all had hot rods. We all drank beer, and man, you don't think about it until something like that, something awful happens like that, and then you gotta really think about it, man, because it's a reality. It's life, right?
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
one decision can do anything about your life, and it's just I've always been told it when I was growing up by my dad, by my mom, by my grandparents, think before you act and don't act before you do. And after
Yeah.
that happened, me being out of the hospital, I mean, shoot, I was out of the hospital for a day and I went back to work.
Wow. Damn, man.
And that's just the cause of it. It's just like, if you think before you act, just because that you don't feel like, if you're with friends or whatnot and your gut tells you like, okay, I shouldn't be doing this, then speak up. Don't be afraid to speak up about anything that you're feeling or whatnot.
Right.
Because just because your gut's telling you like this or whatnot, something serious can happen just a matter of a blink of an eye, and people need to realize that. And I realize that, I witnessed that myself, and it's really, really taught me a lot in the past 2 months ever since my crash.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, that's great, man. That you're on your feet. You're getting recovered, and this will all get behind you. And I wanted to tell you that this video, and I post these things, and it's just, unfortunately, I have a job that I have to deal with these kind of vehicles, identifying them. This is just my specialty, and you know most of the time I'm dealing with, I don't know all the details, I don't ask all the details, I don't need to know the details. I just deal with these vehicles so they can be processed and scrapped or salvaged. But once in a while, like this one where you guys, I saw when I posted it, it was taken off pretty fast, and people were tagging you in it, and they were saying, this is Gavin's, this is Gavin's. I mean, a lot of people knew you on TikTok,
Hmm.
and they kept saying your name. And so finally, I think I reached out and asked you, are you the owner? And you said, yeah. And I'm like, unbelievable. I can't believe he survived this. And I was very intrigued at that point to want to reach out and talk to you. But that video, has 225,000 views so far. I mean, people were very interested in, and I think, like I said, a lot of people knew that it was your truck. Is that a pretty popular? Are you pretty popular in your area with that truck, or was it well known?
Yeah, I'm pretty popular around my area or whatnot. Like I said, I used to be TikTok famous or whatnot, and then like 3, 4 years ago, I mean, I had 100,000 followers on TikTok, and I mean, you're growing up now, and I didn't see myself in the social media world anymore, so I just deleted
Mhm.
all my social media. And all my friends around here, yeah, I mean, I was just building it and building it and building it. I lived by myself, and all my money went to my house and to my truck. That's, I mean, and to racing and my dirt bike or whatnot. That's all I
Yeah.
had for me, and that's what made me happy, is to build that
Wow.
truck to how I wanted it to be, to see
Hmm.
people when I drive by like, oh, pointing fingers and stuff like that, and that's where I was getting to that truck.
Yeah. So speaking of the truck, that was I believe an '03 GMC Sierra. Tell us about it. Was that a diesel or is that a gas truck?
Yep, it was a diesel 2003 GMC Sierra 2500 L7. Completely rust free. I got it from a guy in Hastings, and ever since I've owned it, he did the Cadillac interior swap on it. He did the cold air intake, and then other than that, I changed the tunes. I put a new turbo spool on it. Big or 4-inch straight pipe to an 8-inch tip. Um, Fast fuel system. I changed my rims every month, and I was just trying to get that truck to what I wanted it to be. And I mean, shoot, I had that truck for 8 months or close to there, and I think I had 9 different sets of wheels on it. And
Holy,
them 37s, shoot, like
it would roll them, huh?
it's just yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Jeez, that's crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was very popular. And now tell me about, there was a lot of chatter on the video in the comments about what do you think happened that the airbags didn't go off? Were they just not hooked up, or do you think there was some kind of defect or what?
Me personally, I believe that so the truck before I bought it wasn't a head-on collision with a deer accident, and it was bought back and redone and whatnot. And when they did the Cadillac interior swap, I feel like that didn't get plugged back in, and it was either that the switch didn't get plugged back in, or from the deer collision, airbags already deployed, and that's why they did the Cadillac interior swapped on it. Is so me personally, I really don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what my is I really believe is that when they did the Cadillac interior swap, it either got forgotten to get plugged back in, or it was already deployed, and that's why they put the Cadillac interior in it.
Because I'm guessing the airbags would have deployed. It would have helped your injuries a lot, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I could tell by the inside of it there that would have been a big help. But again, there's a message that if you're going to rebuild stuff, part of the safety equipment's very important to get that stuff functional, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially on a vehicle that's got high horsepower and that kind of stuff. I would think that'd be really important. But what what else you want to throw out there about this crash? I mean, did you see it on TikTok, or did somebody tell you it was on there?
Yeah, so actually I mean a decent buddy of mine, Landon Barnett, he's into the truck industry or whatnot, and I didn't see the video or whatnot. I wasn't really on the social media. I was trying to recover and not think about stuff and get away and not listen to people or whatnot. And he tagged me in a video, and I opened it, and I'm like, holy cow, like this is my truck in a scrapper, salvage yard or whatnot. And it
Yeah.
blew my mind is like, what blows my mind is that, like how you were saying, there's 200 and something thousand views on it. And I just want to put a word out there and make people actually just change their thoughts and actually think where they do, because this stuff's actually serious. Before you even know it, something can happen within a blink of an eye. And like how I was saying, I went back to work, bro. Like as soon as I was out, the day I got out, I went and looked at my truck and did everything with insurance. The day after that, dude, I was back at work the next day. And me being at work the next day, what got me at work the next day is that um, I farm, so we subcontract to McManus out of Charlotte. Well, one of the McManus drivers, Scott, he's a firefighter out of Charlotte, and he came up to me when I was getting ready to load him with corn. He came up to me and he was just gave me a hug, and that's what, like, I'm like, well, what are you doing? Like, he goes, dude, like, I was at the scene. Like, we pulled you out of the out of the truck. We were using the jaws of life or whatever they're called or whatnot to open up the doors, and they couldn't even pull me out of my driver's door. They had to pull me out of the passenger side.
Oh
How
wow,
pinched
you
up I
got
was against
extricated.
the steering wheel and everything like that.
So you got
Yeah,
extricated out the
and
passenger door.
I mean, yeah.
Wow,
And that's
and
what
the
really stuck with me is when I'm sitting here at work a day later or a day and a half later out of the hospital or whatnot, and another man comes up to me off the fire department that's a subcontract through McManus Transports. And he came up to me and he just told me that. I mean, it actually sticks with you a little bit. And I think that's one of the biggest things that stuck with me is another man that came up to me knowing that what just happened to me, and he just sat there and hugged or gave a hug. And like it
Yeah.
actually makes you realize like what you have to do from this point forward and not go back to what you just had. Like, don't sit here in your past and let that haunt you. Move forward from your past and actually do something for you and make sure people
Yeah.
like see that happening for yourself and better yourself for them people and your
Well,
community as long because that could I could have went through somebody's house.
yeah. That's great, man. I mean, that's the human side of these things is the firemen knew who you were, man. That's a hard job. You know, I was in that world for 31 years, and unfortunately I lost a partner in the line of duty, and I responded to my uncle's fatal crash, you know, on duty when I didn't know it was him. I mean, that's real life stuff. And I can understand what that fireman was going through. You know, I really can. I can relate to that,
Absolutely.
you know. But it sounds to me like you've been raised the right way, Gavin. You've got your head cleared here, and you've got really good advice, and I think you are going to move forward and be just fine and put this all behind you going down the road.
Yeah, man, that's the least that I want to do is for myself is just sit here and to the gratitude or whatnot of living in the past. Why not move forward and live in your future and just make your goals and keep continuing your goals and push forward because you're more incapable of doing anything like
Mhm.
at all. Like I didn't have the father figure to sit here and lend me the money for a truck. I didn't have the mom to sit here and lend me the money for a truck. I worked my butt off. And that's what people have to realize is if you put yourself into a situation and you want stuff in life, actually open up your mind and do what you got to do. And you are more incapable of doing it. You just got to grind and do what you got to do. There are always people out there to help you out, to talk, to ask you questions and everything like that. Don't sit and grant it this because of something happened. Don't live in that fate. Move past that fate and move towards the future.
That's awesome. That's good stuff. Have you considered going back to where you went to school and passing this advice on to those that are in high school?
I really wish like, and like that's the thing that's going through my mind is like as a public speaker about this kind of stuff or whatnot, like in my hometown is Marshall, Michigan, or like not my hometown, but where I went to school in Marshall, Michigan. Going to that school, and I mean, these cops and stuff are coming to the schools about drinking and driving and smoking marijuana and stuff like this. I want to be that guy to actually be up on stage and tell these young kids that are still in school as soon as they graduate or whatnot, it's not even graduate, but still in school. Think before you act, because if you don't think before you act and you're actually doing something actually illegal, if not illegal, irresponsible of yourself, stuff can happen in the matter of a snap and people don't realize that. And I really hope that I can put a word out there for people that can actually take this for a lesson learned in life and move past the stuff and move towards the future and grind and do what they have to do for themselves.
Well, if you haven't taken the steps to do that, I know some people down that way that can probably get that set up for you. You know, we can make some phone calls and get you to do that because I think there's a message that needs to be said. Again, like you said, they can look at cops coming in there and saying, "Don't do this and do that." It's that's what cops are supposed to do, but it's not the real thing. It's not the real deal that someone's been through to
Absolutely.
do it. You know, especially someone that is close in age to them. They would much respect your word probably more than someone in uniform at that age, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's just, I'd do anything to go back to that day. And if
Well, I'm
I
going to
could
give
have,
you.
I would just stayed there and just woke up earlier than I had to and go to
I'm not
work
a
when I had
lawyer.
to, not just, oh, I have to work in the morning or whatnot.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to give you a piece of legal advice here. And when that comes up, if you throw it out there and you have your attorney throw it out there that you're going and doing this volunteer work to pass the message on to the younger generation, they'll take that with a lot of weight will be placed on that with your case. Now, it's definitely something I would advise that you should do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm more than willing to talk. Like I've talked to cousins, family members, and everything like this that have asked me questions and everything like that. And I really hope one day that my word will actually mean something to somebody and they can say like to their friend or something, I listened to Gavin Spence because he
Yeah,
went through something catastrophic in his life. And this is something that I've learned from him to move forward and forward and forward and not do the same mistake that he has done.
yeah. Well, that's awesome, Gavin. I appreciate you sharing that with us. And like I said, you text me, direct message me there if you want me to make a phone call down there to get the ball rolling for you to start doing that. Because I think the sooner you do it, it's fresh on your mind. The emotion's still raw. It's going to hit home with people. Your message is going to be more impactful the sooner it is. And I think you're on the right road, man. I wish you all the luck in the world, and I think you're going to be just fine down the road. All right.
Yeah, man, I appreciate everything. And yeah, I'll text you or whatnot, keep you updated. And I'm more than willing to, if you can put a word out for me, I'm more than willing to go up to schools and everything like this to talk to the younger generation about this kind of stuff. And hopefully
Yeah.
I can make an impact on these younger generations so they can learn. If not learn, they can take this advice and move towards the future or whatnot of this kind
Yeah.
of situation.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so are you on social media at all? Do you want to plug anything? Or are you good?
Oh yeah, I mean, we can plug whatever. I mean, I just like I said, I just got out of the I was like more of a like kind of a lip singer kind of thing or whatnot, and I got kind of big on TikTok and Instagram or whatnot, and I deleted all my posts on TikTok, all my posts on Instagram, but I am more than willing to sit here and I'll do whatever I have to do. So this video, if you want to post this or whatnot, so people in the younger
Yeah.
generation, if not the older generation, can see like
Well,
the
they
impact
might
and what you can do from here on out.
they might want to reach out to you and give their regards to you and stuff. What's the best way for them to get a hold of you? To give you a shout out or
My
something.
number, man, just give me a phone call, and I'm always down to answer anybody's phone call if they're gonna sit here and like, hey, man, I'm going through this. I had this happen to me, or like, what should I do in these kinds of situations, or like any kind of DM me on any kind of social media, and I'm always down to talk. TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, anything. I'm here, and
Throw
I
out
don't
your
want anybody to go through this, man.
throw out your Snapchat. I don't do that, but I know the younger generation does. You want to throw that out there, and you might get some people reach out to you.
Yeah, my Snapchat's Gavin underscore Spence 199. My Instagram's Gavin underscore Spence 8. And then I think my TikTok is the same as that, Gavin underscore Spence 8. Um, and anything like that, man, you guys can always get a hold of me at any time. And I'm always down to talk to you guys if you guys want questions or whatnot to learn from whatever's happened from the past.
So you're still
Just move
farming?
forward. Don't live in the past. Move forward to the future. Yes,
You
sir.
still farm? Yeah. All right. All right. You're grinding.
Yeah.
My in-laws are farmers down in the Monroe area, and God, I have an all new respect for that. I didn't grow up around a farm, and I had no idea how much work it is. Boy, they just work the skin off their fingers down there.
Yeah, just definitely a grind. It's a different mental stage. And if just because like the farm, I mean, every job you can say is a difficult stage for people or whatnot, but you just got to get past that and just look at yourself like what's going to build my future, what's going to build for my family. Like I want my kids to grow up like this and that and that and that. Just
Well,
don't live in the past. Live
yeah.
move toward move towards the future.
Well, I was telling you before we lost communication there. I'm an old football coach from way back, and I used to stress mental toughness was always my big thing for kids, and um, that gets you through the stressors of life that we come across. And boy, you got some mental toughness already, my man. You're going to be good.
Yeah, man, it's like I was saying before is don't live in the past because you can't do anything about your past. Always live in the future, is because you can determine about what happens in your future. And that's what I live on, is why am I going to sit here and live in to my childhood or to what happened a year ago or what happened 2 months ago? What's that going to do for me if I still live into that? Like you watching that video or you showing that video and everything, and man, I don't know if you saw or what. I mean, I really can't even go through my camera roll and watch the videos of the truck that I have from the scrapyard. I start tearing up.
Mm,
And like just like and you just have to literally move past it and move towards the future.
yeah.
That's all you have to do. It's some people it's different for others, and some people it's harder for others. And the ones that are harder for others actually take it for granted. If you're
Yeah.
actually trying and trying and trying, you will get there at some point in life. Just don't give up because you just feel like you're living in the past, but you're trying to live in the future. Don't give up. Keep pushing and keep pushing. You will get there eventually.
Gavin, man, I'm glad you came on today, and the message was clear, and I really appreciate you. And I'd like to stay in touch with you down the road, and maybe we can bring you back to see how things all shook out for you, and talk about maybe get some people on here that you helped out and that kind of stuff. How's that sound?
It sounds good to me. I'm always willing to help out whoever, and no matter what, if you're going through these kind of situations, don't be scared to talk to somebody.
All right, Gavin, the message is clear, man. We much appreciate you coming on and letting everybody know you're okay. And the path forward is going to be very good for you, I can tell. And we'll stay in touch, and maybe we can bring you back in down the road. How's that sound? We'll just leave it right there, and we'll get you back in here, bud. Stay positive, get through what you got to get through, and we'll bring you back down the road, okay?
Alrighty, I very much appreciate it, sir.
All right, brother. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
You too.
All right. All right, man. There it was, folks. The great Gavin Spence, the survivor of this horrific crash that we posted. Man, pretty inspiring young man, if you ask me. Clear message, and he's willing to take whatever comes his way head on. And I think he's going to do great. Boy, he would be. Would you agree? He'd be great to go in front of a group of young folks in high school. That would be the type of person that you'd want passing on that message. So I'm glad he came on today, and I wanted to get with you guys because I get a lot of questions about the details of these crashes, and I don't have them all. I don't know. We're speculating a lot of times on the results, but once in a while, like in this case, the owner reached out to me and agreed to come on and tell us the details. And so I want to pass it on to you guys. I want to also say, hey, we're at over 70,000 followers at this point on our TikTok account, and I want to get to 100,000 by the end of the year. And I need your help to do that. I need you to spread the word a little bit. Give us a like and a follow, and share whatever they do on TikTok. I just posted videos, and I think we got over 1 million likes on our TikTok account. So we're going to keep doing what we do, and I want you to follow us on our other stuff too. We have, and believe me, I'm not a social media expert. I have 2 young sons that help me set all this up for my business, and I muchly grateful for them for doing that. But obviously you can see on the scroll here, TikTok is at vehicle ID specs. On the X or Twitter, if you will, it's vehicle ID specs as well. You can hit us up on YouTube. We need some YouTube followers. I think we're going to try to put some more long-term videos up there on YouTube. Vehicle ID specialists on YouTube. We have Facebook page as well, Vehicle ID Specialists, and we got an IG account, vehicle_ID_specialist on Instagram. So if you would hit those things up and help us out, and we'll keep trying to put some decent videos up for you. And I appreciate everybody's follows and kind words that you send to me. Some of you send words that aren't so kind, but I get that too. But that's the life, right? All right, so let's wrap it up. And the next time you see me, we'll be out in the salvage yard. We'll be putting up some other videos, and we'll come up with some other ideas to put up. If you guys want to see something in particular, just shoot me a message on the old Instawebs there on any of those accounts, and I'll correspond with you for sure. So take care, everyone. Thanks for stopping in. Much appreciated.